Health officials warn of a potentially lethal drug in Saskatchewan's two biggest cities. A Saskatoon man creates a new party game with a dark twist. And we check in with the Huskies practice in Regina ahead of the Vanier Cup.
This is CTV News with Chantel Saunders.
Good evening. Chantel is away tonight. I'm Laura Woodward. We begin tonight with an alert from health officials warning of a potentially lethal drug in Saskatchewan's two largest cities connected to a major spike in overdoses. Allison Bamford has those details.
We're sitting, as of the 18th, about 182 overdoses for the month.
Saskatoon's fire department is sounding the alarm. In a single week, crews were called to 104 overdoses, 2 of them fatal, adding to an unprecedented year. So far, the department has responded to about 1,000 more than it did in all of 2024.
We're noticing a lot more naloxone-resistant overdoses.
Naloxone reverses opioid overdoses, but can't counter the effects of other substances. Prairie Harm Reduction tests samples of street drugs and puts out their own warnings when toxic supply is in circulation. They say more and more sedatives are being added to opioids.
A few years ago, it would have just been the fentanyl mixed in with other things, and now, you know, it's fentanyl plus this and plus that, and it's always just like a different mixture of stuff.
Lethal mixtures making it even harder to control.
It seems to be getting progressively worse.
This week, the province's health ministry issued drug alerts in Saskatchewan's two biggest cities, Saskatoon and Regina, both experiencing a spike in overdoses that in many cases required multiple doses of naloxone. At times, CPR and other life-saving measures were needed too.
So it does add quite a bit more complexity to our day-to-day operations, a lot more pressure on our staff.
And that pressure takes its toll on the department as well. The deputy chief says they're focusing on the mental health of their members, support that will continue as long as the drug crisis does. Allison Bamford, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Another person has been arrested in connection to a Saskatoon homicide that happened last year. This was the scene on December 18th, 2024. Officers executed a search warrant at a home in the 1700 block of 22nd Street West and found a man dead inside. Police have arrested 38-year-old Roderick Rabbitskin with first-degree murder and unlawful confinement. He's the 8th person charged in the case. A police officer in Saskatchewan charged with breach of trust and unauthorized use of a computer has pleaded guilty to the charges. Sergeant Robert Semenchuk with the Regina Police Service was charged back in March, accused of using an internal database to pursue what police called personal and intimate relationships. Semenchuk was suspended with pay when the allegations were brought forward in 2023. Today, in a Regina courtroom, Semenchuk entered a guilty plea to both charges. A sentencing date has yet to be set. Back in March, Saskatchewan was the second last province to sign on to the federal school food program. As Keenan Sarikhan reports, schools say it's paying off with the hopes the program continues for years to come.
This is a black bean pizza, and the kids here love this.
The federal and provincial governments are hoping lunches like this will continue for years to come. As part of the National School Food Program the province signed on to earlier this year, the goal is to now make the program permanent.
All the other challenges that the staff and the educators in the school division have to grapple with, this is just one less problem that we wanted to assist in this regard.
The province signed a 3-year, $15.8 million deal in March. More than $6 million is being distributed this year, with educators knowing affordability and food security are growing concerns, with more people struggling to send kids to school with a lunch.
They're well taken care of, their bellies will be full, and they will learn. And so that just takes that one level of pressure off of them.
Saskatoon Public Schools will now be able to feed students at 30 schools in the city. The funding will also help bring dozens of programs under one roof to streamline operations, save money, and ensure meals are meeting nutritional needs.
Whether you're in a city or rural, regardless of your neighborhood, regardless of, how it might appear or what your status, food insecurity is affecting a number of our students.
The Liberals are pledging to make the program permanent, with more than $200 million of annual funding beginning in 2029. Until then, this money will help families and students stay fed in the classroom.
That's going to help them grow. It's going to help them feed them so they want to be at school, that they can concentrate on learning, and they can be their best.
Keenan Sorakan, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Jeff, we got a little bit of rain. Looks like that snow is disappearing.
Yeah, well, the snow is disappearing, and it will continue to disappear at least as we make our way into the next couple of days, because we've got ourselves some warm conditions, Laura. Temperatures well above seasonal once again, but then a downward trend starts. It actually starts on Sunday, but we'll still be on the plus side on Sunday. But we are keeping our eye on this system that's been moving through maybe a little bit of freezing rain, depending on where you are. We've had a little bit of moisture here in Saskatoon, but all in all, warm conditions on Saturday and Sunday, and then we'll talk about that later.
Thanks, Jeff. Saskatoon business owners are urging City Council to change course on property tax increases. The Greater Saskatoon Chamber of Commerce says it's becoming less affordable to do business in the city and is concerned the average business owner will suffer as a result of property tax hikes. It's asking City Hall to improve outreach to business owners, pledge not to spend in areas that are provincial jurisdiction, and prioritize needs over wants in the upcoming budget. City councillors and the mayor are scheduled to begin budget deliberations on Tuesday. Saskatchewan is rolling out tax incentives to attract investment in food, beverage, and equipment manufacturing. It will help small and medium-sized companies find the money needed for expansion. Wayne Mantika has the details.
Saskatchewan craft brewers are among businesses that could benefit from a new government incentive program. Generous tax credits are being offered to investors willing to take a chance on small and medium-sized manufacturers.
So it's a 45% tax credit that they would get annually. It's non-refundable, so that means that when that tax credit, if they're not in an income positive position, they don't get a check written to them. But it is a significant tax credit for anybody willing to make that investment.
Regina's Pile of Bones Brewing Company employs 40 workers. It says attracting investment dollars for expansion can be challenging.
It would have been really good when we were building this place. We had to raise a lot of money. We kind of did it the old way, and we got through it, and I'm very happy we did. But it's very encouraging to see a program like this come out.
The tax credit will go to the investor, not the business. It's aimed at raising capital for manufacturers that have between 5 and 50 employees. Saskatoon's 9 Mile Legacy Brewing is interested.
We intend to use it. We intend to raise money, and we intend to grow. And I think what it does is it unlocks a key barrier in the scale journey of a business, that being fueling working capital and market presence. So we're very excited.
The government expects the program will encourage investment at home, enabling companies to purchase new equipment, upgrade facilities, and create jobs for Saskatchewan people. Wayne Mantika, CTV News, Regina.
Country Thunder in Craven is releasing its upcoming lineup. And as McFavel tells us, this year's headliner includes a Turn of the Millennium rock band.
The lineup for Country Thunder Saskatchewan 2026 is now official. Like the previous 2 years, one of the headlining acts will come from outside the country genre. Chart topper Riley Green, Grammy Award-winning country star Lainey Wilson, and post-grunge rock group Creed will be the music festival closers. Organizers say Country Thunder is expanding, now including more musical tastes.
We have now found a way that we're going to try to have something for everybody. So it's just not a country music festival anymore. It's a music festival. We need to address more fans in a more broader way of enjoying music as a whole.
Since its inception, Country Thunder has annually been one of Saskatchewan's biggest events, bringing in business to a number of areas, including the Queen City. Those at the City of Regina are behind the idea of expanding the lineup.
I think it's great. I think that a diverse lineup appeals to more of an audience, more diverse audience. And so, I think the professionals are getting it right. They're making sure that they're appealing to a wide range of folks, and excited to see the lineup myself.
News of the headliners is already gaining traction with music fans.
That's going to be an insane festival. Honestly, I think I might have to look at tickets here in that one. But honestly, with Riley Green and Lainey Wilson, you can't go wrong.
I like the whole team. I think it's going to be great. I've never been to Craven myself, but I'd get tickets in a heartbeat.
During the 2025 edition of the festival, overall attendance was down from the previous year, but they're hoping the lineup shakeup will take that number higher.
We have a lineup now that we've never had before, and we've never ever spent the money we're spending on the lineup that we have this year ever. So I think it's going to be great.
Despite the departure from country, organizers hope Saskatchewan music fans will welcome Cree to the stage. Mick Fable, CTV News, Regina.
Well, tomorrow is the big game, the 60th Vanier Cup between the University of Saskatchewan Huskies and the University of Montreal. And as Jacob Carr reports, it's a big moment for two young quarterbacks.
When the season began, Huskies quarterback Jake Farrell likely didn't think he would be starting games, let alone be at the helm in a national championship. But that's exactly the situation he finds himself in, as Farrell has been the team's starter since week 5, after the previous starter, Anton Amendrid, was diagnosed with cancer.
That's all of our brother. I mean, when that news came out, it was definitely really hard. But it gave us extra motivation, to play for him. We dedicated this season to him.
With that extra motivation, the Huskies haven't skipped a beat, with Farrell calling the shots. Now in their third Vanier Cup in the last 5 years, the team says it is truly a family.
There's true, love amongst this group. I don't throw that word around flippantly. There really is. They truly care, and they just want to play football.
Farrell, a redshirt second year for the Huskies, says his success as a starter is due in large part to the support system around him.
I credit, my teammates and my coaching staff, for all the help. I feel like, they've done an unbelievable job, and I think just me, leaning on my guys and leaning on the coaching staff and the game plan each and every week.
Now, just one night away from the biggest game of his football career, Farrell says it will be key to stay even-keeled on game day.
We know that there's going to be highs and lows, and I think, not riding those highs and lows too much. We got to play 4 quarters of football, and obviously, they have a great team over there. So I think, just we'll play our brand of football.
The national championship kicks off Saturday afternoon at 1 from Mosaic Stadium. Jacob Carr, CTV News, Regina.
A new initiative at the Jim Pattison Children's Hospital hopes to prioritize patient choice, nutrition, and healing. Ready, Set, Eat is a program where meals are prepared to meet seasonal and cultural food preferences, delivered when patients are ready rather than at fixed times. The SHA says this program will support patient nutrition, comfort, and recovery.
We know that patients who eat less than half of their meals are at greater risk of malnutrition, which can delay healing and extend their hospital stay. Good food delivered at the right time is part of good care. This program reflects the Saskatchewan Health Authority's vision of healthy people, healthy Saskatchewan.
The program officially started in October. This year's Grey Cup had a record number of viewers tune in.
Needs a touchdown.
The broadcast of the 112th Grey Cup on TSN, RDS, and CTV averaged about 4 million viewers, up 12% from 2024. And the halftime show drew in an average of 4 million viewers, with more than half of them under the age of 54. In total, 10 million Canadians tuned in at some point during the game. People in Prince Albert are bracing for changes to parking fees following city budget deliberations. Jasmine Pelche now on decisions by the mayor and council.
One of the most debated topics on the final day of City General Fund budget deliberations was the proposed police service budget, as councillors continued to push for a minimal impact on tax rates. Following hours of back and forth from the Budget Committee, eventually the budget was passed about $160,000 short of the recommendation for a final $22.1 million. Not all members were in support of lowering the recommended budget.
Reducing the police budget in the same manner as departments with vastly different roles and responsibilities, to me, fails to acknowledge the unique and essential nature of their work.
This is still an increase of roughly $700,000 from last year's police service budget, but it is comparatively small to the $2 million increase from 2024 to 2025. A budget of $1 million was approved for the 6th Avenue Viaduct Bridge Repair Project. This was initially proposed to be funded entirely through taxation, but the motion was amended to pull $250,000 from the roadways, paving, and concrete levy. Other decisions by the committee will lead to changes in downtown parking. The city says that early in the new year, it will be introducing a paid parking app for metered parking, but that paying by coin will remain an option. The city says the app will remove the 2-hour minimum and also allow drivers to pay a rate for full-day parking. In January, the parking rate will rise from $1.25 to $1.50 hourly, and the municipal impound fee will rise from $50 to $100. Jasmine Pelche, CTV News, Prince Albert.
A game about a funeral may not sound like a party, but one Saskatoon man is proving otherwise. As Stacey Hine reports, an idea years in the making has finally hit the market.
I was born without a blank, but I had an extra blank.
It's a pandemic idea that's now come to life. The party game Eulogy promises to put the fun in funerals.
It puts you and your party at a funeral, and the game's going to help you create the character that you're there to mourn the loss of.
Players pick a character card, name it, and follow that character through 6 stages of life using fill-in-the-blank prompts. Then at the end, one player delivers a 3-minute eulogy. Last fall, game creator Sean Barassa produced 30 prototypes and even bought a hearse to help market it. Recently, the first shipment of 1,500 games arrived, just as Barassa became a father to twins.
Yeah, it was kind of like the worst timing. It was our twins had just been born, and they were in NICU for two weeks, and then we had just gotten home, and then I got an email saying, your games are about to arrive.
He says the chaos is worth it because he believes in the game's potential.
I have the most confidence in the game. I have less confidence in my ability to take it there, but the game itself I have like the most confidence in.
He estimates he and his wife have played the game about 1,000 times, and he's already thinking about a spin-off.
The title's called Till Death, and we're just going to create a wedding couple the exact same way.
Barassa is trying to get Eulogy on store shelves, but for now, it can be ordered on his website, eulogyboardgames.com. Stacey Hine, CTV News, Saskatoon.
Well, back in 1991, Canada joined a UN treaty that protects the rights of children. And today, several groups in Yorkton came together to honor those rights, celebrating National Child Day. Frugine Declute has that story.
34 years ago, Canada joined the United Nations Convention on the Rights of the Child, a commitment to ensure that all children are treated with dignity and respect.
It's all about the different rights of the child around non-discrimination and providing safe space and the right to join groups and to be part of and to know their responsibility as a child.
To celebrate National Child Day, organizations in Yorkton are organizing a fun but important event.
So for example, we have Big Brothers Big Sisters, we have Shawan House, we have the Fire Department, we have Yorkton Indigenous Friendship Centre, and many others.
At each station, 5th graders have 6 minutes to learn about their rights and responsibilities.
So there's some that are really interactive, where they're playing a game, tossing a ball back and forth. There's others where they get to draw, where they get to make some beading, where they get to do different activities, and others that are for those that are more an auditory learner.
Over 200 students from 7 elementary schools are taking part.
They come with their own unique gifts and being able to feel that they have every right with their language and their culture and whatever background that they come from, that they have those equal rights.
This is the 30th National Child Day celebration in Yorkton, teaching generations of children.
Children's free to do what they want and be able to learn about other people's nationalities and other things and make new friends.
You should always be kind no matter where you are, and to always know that you're loved and respected.
Amplifying even the smallest of voices in an effort to make a big difference. Fruzsina Daklut, CTV News, Yorkton.
Nominations are now open for the Saskatoon Citizen of the Year presented by CTV. The Citizen of the Year award is given each year to an individual who exemplifies excellence in the community service and is making a difference in our community. To find out how to nominate someone, guides are available on our website. The deadline to submit your nomination is Friday, December 5th, and we will announce this year's recipient on December 31st. Still to come on CTV News, Canada Post reports its largest quarterly loss in its history, and the Prime Minister begins the next leg of his international trip. You're watching CTV News live from downtown Saskatoon. Thanks for staying with us. The Prime Minister has begun the next leg of his international trip, touching down in South Africa this afternoon for the G20 summit, a visit that comes on the heels of his trip to the United Arab Emirates. CTV's Rachel Aiello is traveling with the Prime Minister and brings us the latest.
Over the next year, we will take significant measures to elevate our relationship.
Speaking to a crowd of Emirati and Canadian business leaders, the Prime Minister said his government is ready to start reaping the benefits of a strengthened economic and diplomatic relationship between the two countries.
On the surface, to the uninitiated, Canada and the UAE can appear as different as snow and sand. Yet we're deeply, deeply aligned. At our core, we're both trading nations.
At the Canada-UAE Business Council Summit, Mark Carney highlighted how both nations are in a position to lead the global clean energy transition and announced the start of a new agreement valued at more than $1 billion to expand critical mineral processing capacity in Canada.
This is a new chapter in our relationship, a new chapter in our partnership.
Delegations of big funders from both nations will also be exchanging visits next year. Trips made easier by Canada and the UAE confirming more direct commercial flights are coming. With the Canada-U.S. trade war waging on, the political stakes are high for Carney to deliver on diversifying Canada's economy quickly.
This is really important to AI infrastructure build out, data centers, mining projects, infrastructure, everything that Canada wants to build will need a large amount of money, and the UAE is a good starting point for that.
While here on the sidelines of the summit, the Prime Minister will be trying to advance trade talks with other world leaders, including India's Prime Minister. Rachel Aiello, CTV News, Johannesburg.
One of the biggest energy proposals in the country is hitting shakier ground. Garrett Barry now on the latest development on the massive Churchill River.
The premiers of Quebec and Newfoundland and Labrador overcame many obstacles to get this Memorandum of Understanding signed in December of 2024 over the finish line. One of the biggest, decades of mistrust between these two sides.
They've got billions out of this. We got crumbs, you know? And there's just a way for us to get a big full loaf of bread, you know? Well, why not go for it?
As longtime columnist Bob Wakeham describes it, it was a new start, a thawing in the troubled relationship between the two provinces that now may be getting cold again, with Newfoundland and Labrador's new premier, Tony Wakeham, pledging even further scrutiny.
I've been very clear. I think we need an independent review, and we will proceed to do that.
Quebec's energy minister couldn't avoid some tricky questions this week when she visited St. John's for a ministerial meeting.
There are some will
on the Newfoundland and Labrador side for bringing some changes. We will be bringing demand for changes as well on our side.
Hurt feelings stretch back decades here. The original 1969 Upper Churchill contract sent billions to Quebec and relatively little to Newfoundland and Labrador. It still hangs over the province. Government officials tried for years to get it renegotiated.
I was actually involved in one of these back in the 1980s. I think we might have had one meeting. It didn't really go very far.
Former Newfoundland Justice official Ron Penny also helped with one of many attempts to get the deal changed in the Supreme Court. It all went nowhere.
So it's been a very frustrating period of time.
Penny still believes there's opportunity and mutual interest that should entice both provinces to find common ground, including the political benefit of cash now, not later. Garrett Berry, CTV News, St. John's.
Canada Post is reporting what it's calling an unprecedented loss in its third quarter. The Crown Corporation says it lost $541 million before tax, marking the largest quarterly loss in its history. Canada Post says strike activity and uncertainty sent customers to competitors, and that resulted in a drop in parcels revenue of approximately 40%. Ottawa is reviewing a plan submitted by Canada Post with a goal of scaling back operations and staff to get costs under control. All right, Jeff, what's the weekend looking like?
Well, the weather. Oh, okay.
Yeah. I don't want to hear about your crazy plans.
Oh, crazy.
Well, or maybe we
crazy.
do.
I can tell you that we've got ourselves some really nice conditions. 3 degrees for Saskatoon, 7 down in Regina for the Vanier Cup on Saturday. Now, temperatures will still be warm on Sunday. Laura, as we head into Monday, things start to change, and then we're getting into a real cooling trend as we head towards the latter part of the work week. So minus 3 degrees, that's our 24-hour high. And as you can see, the icon, freezing rain is falling right now. Idlewild is backed up significantly. There's a freezing rain warning. We'll show you the big map later on, but it extends from the far north up around Pelican Narrows and Mississippi area all the way down to Saskatoon, including Prince Albert, and over towards Humboldt and Nipwood and Tisdale and Melfort. So it's wide-ranging, and this warning is in effect, and it has been for about an hour or so. So minus 4 degrees right now in Saskatoon. Actually, minus 3 should be the high, slightly above seasonal. 13 degrees, the record warm temperature in 1917. The record cold temperature minus 33. That was set in 1909. The sun came up at 8:37 and it went down at 5:07.
Coming up, spreading surprise and joy to strangers. How one father-son duo is turning pain into purpose.
Western Canada's largest livestock show returns. Monday on Your Morning, we are in the stalls and on the trade show floor at Canadian Western Agribition.
Welcome back, and this is what we're talking about. You can certainly see some emergency vehicles on the freeway. We've got slippery roads in Saskatoon right now, so please, if you don't have to be heading out anytime soon, please don't, because it looks like things are going to be quite tricky, to say the least. And yeah, that's a lot of emergency lights along the Sid Buckwald Bridge and beyond, so please keep that in mind. Let's take a look and see what we've got going on. Well, there's that area of active weather. The pink tends to be rainfall, rain-snow mix, and that is moving through. As I mentioned, we have a number of warnings, watches and warnings. Warnings, there's no watches. They're all warnings, quite frankly. Minus 3 in Saskatoon, minus 4 in Prince Albert, minus 4 in the Battlefords. As we take a quick look at our almanac, just wanted to update it. So minus 3 is our 24-hour high, and you can see the numbers there. Other numbers haven't changed since our last few minutes ago. Maple Creek, the hot spot at 12. Meadow Lake and Loon Lake, the two lakes, minus 15 for the cold spot in the province today. Around the province we go. 0 degrees in Lloydminster, 3 in Swift Current, 4 in Moose Jaw and Estevan, and 1 in Regina and Yorkton. Into central Saskatchewan and parts of the northern Grain Belt, temperatures ranging from minus 4 degrees in Waskesiu and the Battlefords up to +1, and there's a triple hit there, Kindersley, Rosetown, and Wynyard. Up north, Relatively mild conditions there as well. Many places sort of hanging around that -6 degree mark, but it warms up to -1 in Buffalo Narrows, -3 in La Ronge. And down south, it is 8 degrees right now in Maple Creek, 5 in Coronach and Weyburn, 1 in Melville, and 4 in Carlisle and Assiniboia and East End. In northern Saskatchewan, with our Futurecast, you can certainly see that active weather, mostly snow, making its way through the province into northern, actually across more parts of Manitoba than it was impacting here in Saskatchewan. So a bit more of a north-south line with this story, with this system as it moves from Manitoba into Ontario. But pleasant conditions for us tomorrow. But right now, as I mentioned, they have snowfall, or rather a freezing rain warning in effect for areas around Pinehouse, Stanley Mission down towards PA, Saskatoon, Melfort, Nipawin, Tisdale, Humboldt, Watson. We've got a lot of areas that are dealing with the potential for some very slippery road conditions, so please be careful. Tomorrow, we've got ourselves mild conditions, and that includes northern Saskatchewan with a mix of sky conditions, temperatures hanging around 0 degrees, a little warmer in and around that 4 or 5 degree mark for west central Saskatchewan. 11 degrees for Maple Creek, 8 in Leader and Swift Current, 7 in Outlook. For the southeastern part of Saskatchewan, a mix of sky conditions with temperatures hovering around 7 degrees on Saturday, 3 degrees in both Melfort and Humboldt, 6 in Watrous, and 4 in Hudson Bay, and sunny or mainly sunny skies prevail in east central Saskatchewan. The Battleford's dropping down to -6 tonight, mainly cloudy skies tomorrow with a high of 3 degrees, and then 1 degree on Sunday, -3 on Monday, and then wow, we are sliding down, and look at that, -9 on Friday for a daytime high in the Battlefords. For Prince Albert, freezing rain with clearing skies, -5 degrees, sunny tomorrow, a high of 3, so this slickness should melt away, and then a chance of some showers or flurries on Sunday, and then Monday looks like it's just going to be cloudy conditions. The precipitation forecast has really changed significantly in the last 24 hours, and it may not be as significant as we had anticipated. -4 overnight for Saskatoon, 4 on the plus side for tomorrow's daytime high. And then on Sunday, we've got ourselves foggy conditions in 1, and then a downward trend with our temperatures, and there's a chance of some flurries on Monday. The second Wicked movie is looking to cast a spell on the weekend box office. Wicked, for Good, is the conclusion of the musical tale adapted from the Broadway show. It reimagines the story of the witches in The Wizard of Oz. Deadline reports previews for the film were the best of any film so far in 2025 at $30.8 million U.S. across North America. An incredibly rare Superman comic book is now the world's most valuable. The highest ever graded copy of Superman #1 from 1939 sold at auction Thursday for just shy of $13 million Canadian, the most ever paid for a comic book. It was found by a California family last year as they cleaned out their mother's attic. Nice find. Band on the run. All right. Music legend Paul McCartney is set to hit the stage in Hamilton tonight. McCartney will perform at the TD Coliseum on the third and final Canadian date of his Got Back tour. The former Beatle brought the show to Canada for the first time. The tour kicked off in the U.S. in 2022.
All right, Jeff, you were busy out there today.
That's right. I was looking for some rocking to do. Rocking around Riversdale. It is coming up very soon, and Casey Missler is with us today, and we are finding out you're the event manager for this particular event. And so, what is it? Is it brand new?
It's been happening for a couple of years, but never been done to this scale. We've gone and taken it to a whole other level. We've got programs running across the district involving over 40 businesses and 22 artists. And so, yeah, it's much bigger and better than it's ever been.
So just a one-day event, just Saturday till tomorrow?
Yeah, just Saturday, tomorrow from 12 till 8 p.m. Yeah.
So tell me about some of the things that are going on.
Yeah, so we have a lot of stuff happening right here at the district office. We've got sleigh rides, there's Santa, we've got adoptable puppies from Prairie Pooch's Pet Rescue, so come bring out and buy a dog for Christmas. We also have some Frozen characters that are going to be here. The Roxy is playing a free showing of the Polar Express, a childhood favorite of mine. There's going to be art installations, deals, specials, free tastings, and a mural that the public can help make, all happening right here from 12 till 8 on Saturday.
That is fantastic. And if people want to take a look at a detailed schedule of events, is there a website to go to?
Yeah, go to riversdale.ca, or you can follow us on Instagram, which is Riversdale District, or Riversdale Art Walk for all the information.
All right. Sounds like it's going to be a lot of fun rocking around Riversdale, getting ready for the holiday season. Thanks, Casey.
Thanks so much.
All right, Jeff, you've been busy, flooded with emails of some great pictures.
We do. We always get a fine selection. It's always tough to pick some. So we're going to start off with this one. It's taken. This picture, I believe, was taken this morning because Caton didn't tell us a lot, but the note indicated that it was taken this morning. So a great shot there. Initially, when I first saw it, I was like, who's running on this? Oh, those are just, silhouette statues. But a lovely shot there of the Ferris wheel down by the river. So thank you, Caton, for that one. The next one comes to us from Daryl, and this is Thompson Lake west of La Flèche. So that is a great bridge shot, and you can certainly see all the things are freezing up, and that's good and frozen right there near La Flèche. So thank you, Daryl. And finally, okay, this is a selection from one of our former colleagues, Ron Lee. He told me about this event, and I asked for some pictures, so this is partly on me. These are from Palm Desert, California. It's the annual golf cart parade. The parade lasts about 90 minutes. It's a day-long event with other things going on. There's skydivers, lots to do, and as you can see, taking a look at some of these pictures, as we take a look at them, people are pretty passionate about this event. So thank you, Ron, for sending us those pictures. Now, I do have a question for you.
Okay.
So I said they're pretty passionate about this event. How many years, this is an annual event, how many years do you think this golf cart parade has been going on in Palm Desert?
I'll go 10 years, a decade maybe.
Higher.
Oh, like 20?
Higher.
All right, 50?
61 years.
That's wild. And you told me off air that, they decorate these golf carts.
Yeah.
I was picturing just like a couple flowers or something.
Oh, no.
Like these are pretty decked out.
61 years of good times.
There you go. They've had some practice.
They have some practice indeed. And if you'd like to practice sending us some images, you can do that by sending it to Pick of the Day. And you can send it to CTV News at CFQC News at ctv.ca. And please put Pick of the Day in the subject line.
All right. Still to come on CTV News, how an East Coast family is brightening people's day. Welcome back to CTV News. A father and his 9-year-old son from Prince Edward Island are stopping strangers in the middle of the day for a special surprise and capturing the moments that follow. The videos are going viral, but the duo says there's a bigger goal, and it's to spread joy.
Some holiday shoppers in Charlottetown left with more than they came for, an unexpected gift just for them. The presents are random acts of kindness by father and son duo Emil and John Goody.
I just want the world to be happier.
More than 400 of these moments later, they're not so random anymore. Emil started the Give Bliss movement to turn his pain into his purpose.
I had zero self-belief or self-esteem that I could accomplish anything. And once I figured out how big of a lie that was, it kind of became my mission to encourage others to go for what they wanted.
Now he's passing that mission on, helping John build his confidence one person at a time.
I've gotten way more better at speaking to strangers than I was in the past.
You might be wondering what's inside these gifts. Well, every single one comes with something sweet, maybe candy or chocolate, and a handwritten note filled with words of encouragement.
The pair posts the encounters on social media, and the reactions run the gamut, from pure delight
Thank you so much.
to total shock.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Michael Baglol was walking home from work when Emil and John approached him.
It's that moment that someone recognizes you or just wants to talk to you for a minute. And they did pick a day where I was kind of, I was a little, I really could used it that day.
It got a lot of attention online, but the real measure, they say, is the impact. Emil and John have also made stops in Toronto and Montreal. Their dream is to take the movement across the country. Maria Saru, CTV News, Charlottetown.
When we come back, Major League Baseball is returning to that special cornfield in Iowa. We tell you when a third Field of Dreams game is happening.
Welcome back, and we're taking a look at our rural forecast for tomorrow. Of course, as I mentioned earlier on, right now, freezing rain warning in effect for a large portion of Saskatchewan, including Prince Albert and Saskatoon. Not quite the Battlefords, but it's a big chunk of property, so please be careful out there if you're under that warning. Lots of sunshine and warm temperatures tomorrow. Look at that, 4 degrees in Meadow Lake, 6 in Watrous, 7 in Outlook, 5 in Kindersley. Hudson Bay, not too bad, sunny and 4 degrees. Also 4 degrees in Wynyard. And then as we make our way down south, 11 degrees in Maple Creek, 8 in Leader and Assiniboia, 9 in Coronach, 8 as well in Rockland. Lots of 7s out there, so some pretty warm temperatures. And does that include Cutknife? And the answer is yes, it does. Maybe not as warm as down south, but look at that. Mainly sunny skies, 3 degrees. The winds shift around a little bit, but they're out of the south, and they're not particularly strong. And so we've got ourselves a pretty nice day shaping up in Cutknife, and that's where internet plans of up to 1 gig are available from SaskTel.
In about 10 minutes, the Saskatoon Blades will take on the Swift Current Broncos at SaskTel Center.
Now Doyle, he skates his way, now back right side across, one-timer, and they score!
Saskatoon has won both previous meetings, including a 4-1 victory on Remembrance Day. Swift Current currently sits out of playoff position. They're 4 points back of Regina for the 8th in the conference. Meanwhile, the Saskatoon Blades are 3rd in the conference and 6 points back of Prince Albert. Game time is 7 o'clock at SaskTel Center. The Prince Albert Raiders are also at home tonight against the Brandon Wheat Kings. Major League Baseball is returning to that special cornfield in Iowa next summer. The league announced a 3rd Field of Dreams game for next August, where the Philadelphia Phillies will face the Minnesota Twins. The first Field of Dreams game was in 2021 between the Chicago White Sox and the New York Yankees. The site of the game is the same as the 1989 movie of the same name, starring Kevin Costner. Turning now to local gas prices. The average price in Saskatoon is currently at $1.30 a liter. That's the lowest price in town at 19.9. On Saskatchewan markets, Cameco dropped $3.69 and Nutrien finished the day at $79.11. Coming up, an event designed for adrenaline junkies is coming to Saskatoon. Then, a warning when it comes to TikTok dances.
Select Hair Services brought to you by Sage, the beauty bar.
Stay with us for another great night of television, starting tonight at 7 with Jeff's favorite show, Happy's Place.
That's right. Love that Happy.
And that place.
And that place. Whew. But it's not always the happiest place, but it's Happy's Place.
Okay. Enough.
You started it.
A jaw-dropping, adrenaline-inducing event is coming to Saskatoon. Nitro Circus Off the Rails World Tour is coming to Saskatoon next month. The event features world-class daredevils at the top of their game in freestyle, motocross, BMX, skate, and scooter. You can check it out on December 21st at SaskTel Center. And Jeff, I hear you're quite good at these things, hey?
Absolutely. Yeah. I've been practicing for years. I went to the Lance Murdoch School of stunt and daredevilness.
Look at this one. The guy's on a...
This one I love.
Yeah, the chair.
Exactly. Where's the remote?
Do you think he's strapped in? Yeah, he's got it.
I hope so.
There
I hope so.
All right, this one is just kind of fun. Well, TikTok dances, they're all the rage. You see them online, but here's a reminder that they should be done by the young. There you go. This woman found out the hard way that she is too old to try these social media moves. She injured herself during that first attempt. At least she was able to laugh through it, even though her back clearly got pulled there, so.
and getting a lot of sympathy from what I assume is her son? Or
Yeah, not a lot of sympathy there.
Not a lot of sympathy, yeah. Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
Well, you might move like that and hurt yourself on these slippery roads. What a segue.
Oh.
Yes, we do have some nasty road conditions out there, but look at tomorrow. Look at tomorrow. Minus 4 degrees at 9 a.m., 0 by noon, mid-afternoon, 3 degrees, and it's staying that way until around 5 o'clock. And yeah, it's going to be a lovely day tomorrow. So get out there and finish up some of your outdoor decorating because you won't want to do it next weekend.
That is good advice. That is good advice. Some sunshine, and then I think there's a little bit of snow into next week.
Well, a little bit. Right now, the forecast has changed, but right now there's sort of a rain-snow mix on Tuesday, so I'll have to wait and see if that shows up.
Okay. Okay. Well,
cool.
I'm back here on Monday.
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
There you go.
Okay.
Oh, and check this out.
Yeah. These are pretty popular and talented people, and we're blessed to work with them. And we thank you for tuning in and hanging out with us this week. And we'll
Hurry up, read them. Come on.
That's only for the 11:30 show.
Oh,
that's only the 11:30
I'm still
show.
learning. I'm still learning. Okay.
Exactly.
I'll go. No. Now I've left out some people, so I can't. But some beautiful shots. I believe our Chad Hills went and grabbed these today, and there's the Grinch. So there you go.
There you go, indeed.
Thanks for watching. Good night.